So basically kasi, yung iba kasi na, especially if Philippine-based yung company mo, minsan hindi ka ina-allow to be out of the country for more than a specific amount of days. So that's definitely a no-no, and talagang ma-deny ka with ganon na stipulation sa contract mo. And of course, you have to also have to be waiving your rights for the social security and taxes, kasi nga magbabayad ka ng taxes sa Spain. And if regular employee ka and you have to pay taxes sa Spain, magiging complicated kasi magkakaroon ng double taxation. And then sometimes you have to or your company has to establish a like Spanish entity that will be committing to pay in behalf of you. And hindi yun like commitment lang, hindi kagaya ng autonomo na kahit letter of commitment to register for autonomo is accepted, sa kanila dapat na i-push through na nila na i-enroll ka na. And sometimes, even then, there are still some questions or some red flags na hindi minsan ina-allow pa din ni UHE, yung ganon. So, just to, completely be transparent, yung dun sa certificate of coverage with SSS, minsan pati hindi siya tinatanggap pa din. So, you still have to pay it separately. So, ayun, parang sobrang maging complicated yung taxes mo and social security when you're applying as a regular remote employee. So, definitely want to, talk about that then to make sure na you guys aren't making the mistake, because I know a lot of people are doing it DIY na. So, definitely check out for the red flags in your contract. And again, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions at all, just comment them down below, and you can also join our DIY Guide Spain Digital Nomad Visa group. It's in my link tree, and if you have any questions or preparations or ready ka na and magsasubmit na lang and you want second eyes on it, I do free consultations just to make sure that you guys are setting yourself up for success. And definitely thank you so much for watching. Ciao.